Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here to talk about Def Noodles, his recent roast battle extravaganza, whatever he's calling it, was a brand new catastrophe in a whole new way. And it's because he assaulted one of the, I guess, like the key performer that was there to roast him, as he invited everyone to, quote, pull up or shut up. And this individual did, and Def Noodles ended up assaulting him. So we're going to talk about it. If you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so I've been covering this Def Noodles downward spiral for the last little bit. Since it kind of feels like we had a shift in the period of time where he called Papa Gut the P word onward. This has just been an ongoing spiral, in my opinion, and I'm not using that term lightly or to make fun of the guy, but I think that it's what his actions are clearly exhibiting. And as an outsider looking in, it is tragic what's going on. And the first thing I want to get out of the way is there's something that's being discussed among the commentary channels that are covering this. Def Noodles fans are saying that the commentary channels and the people on Twitter and the internet at large is dogpiling on Def Noodles. And I realize that dogpiling does exist, and I think that some people are dogpiled without good reason. But what's happening with Def Noodles is he is going so far out of his way to be toxic, cruel, problematic, all the things. People are allowed to have opinions on that. After all, Def Noodles is a commentary channel. So for anyone to try to say, oh, people are dogpiling on him, Def Noodles has made tons of videos on the same people day after day after day after day, poking fun of things like mental health or bad decisions that they might have made and completely dragging them for it. So this is the time when Def Noodles is going to be called into question, point blank, period. And that's what's happening. It's not dogpiling, in my opinion. Now, I've seen a ton of videos on him, and there probably are some that are beyond cruel, but for the most part, the ones that I have seen have been straightforward commentary, and that's what I've seen myself. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Now, he did this most recent roast battle spectacular at his, quote, comedy club. Even though we've gone over this before, his comedy club is basically just like a outdated conference room in a dilapidated hotel that you would expect to see on a cross-country road trip. It's not anything that is, for what I would consider, it's not a comedy club. It's just a room with chairs and a little stage. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys can have your own, obviously. So it happened on September 2nd. That was Friday night in LA. And this guy named Salvo Pancakes, he's a small YouTuber. Right now he has 6.3 thousand subscribers, and his channel is growing because of what unfolded. Now, I'm not a subscriber of his. I don't know a whole lot about him. Some people have said, oh, I don't like him. Some people have said, oh, I do like him. I haven't watched a whole lot of his content, but what I want to do is take this as a YouTuber who went out of his way to go to this roast battle that Def Noodles invited people to come to. To come roast him. This individual booked his own flight, his own hotel, paid for it. Def Noodles did not pay for this, and he went to LA. So he was pulling up or shutting up. That was his, entire pitch with this September 2nd roast battle and the ones previously. you know, all the grimy little trolls who are keyboard warriors, you need to pull up or shut up, or, you know, y'all are just hiding behind a keyboard, is basically what Def Noodles was saying. So essentially the footage was leaked of this guy, Salvo. I'm just going to call him Salvo, even though his username is Salvo Pancakes. It's just easier to get out. So Salvo is on stage. Def Noodles decides to come out on this stage and push him when he wasn't looking. So he pushed him, and then Def Noodles, like a typical coward would, gets behind people so that there are people between him and this guy Salvo, so that basically Salvo could not, you know, get back at Def Noodles because there were these other people between them.
Red mark, red mark, red mark, red mark, red mark, red mark.
Now, first things first, I want to talk about the hypocrisy of this, because Def Noodles is someone who absolutely dragged Will Smith for not being able to take a joke back when the Will Smith-Chris Rock slap happened. I covered that on my channel. He criticized Will Smith for not being able to take a joke and saying that nobody who's on a stage doing a job should have to be assaulted by someone else who can't take a joke. So I'm going to roll that clip right now.
Irrelevant news. Will Smith doesn't look like a crazy father like Richard Williams. Will Smith looks like a fucking loser who can't take a fucking joke. Chris Rock was there doing a job. Was the joke on Jada bad? Yes, it was an awful fucking joke. It was absolutely uncalled for. But you know what's even more uncalled for? Getting smacked around because you're doing your fucking job. No need to fucking assault someone on international television because you didn't like the fucking joke.
Now, here's the thing. I don't care if Def Noodles doesn't like this guy Salvo, if he thinks he's a keyboard warrior, if he can't stand the way he looks, the way he talks, the way he delivers videos. I don't care about any of that. The point is that you have person A covering their own expenses to come meet you in real life, which you invited them to do. And instead of giving them the mic and allowing them to have the stage, Def Noodles pushed him, and then later on in the show said that he wasn't going to give him the mic because the crowd, whatever. None of that even really matters. The point is, I want to focus on the fact that Def Noodles assaulted someone that he did not agree with, after absolutely dragging Will Smith for doing the exact same thing. Now, is a slap and a push the same thing? No, but you're still putting your hands on somebody who you don't agree with in that moment. And we're all talking about, oh, it's comedy, it's just a roast, it's just jokes. If we're gonna put it in that category, nobody should have hands put on someone else, period. Now, in typical Def Noodles fashion, he decides to go on a live stream right after the roast battle is complete, and he's gloating about how he's trending on Twitter. And it's kind of funny with Def Noodles because that's kind of how he gauges his relevancy. If he's trending on Twitter, he feels like he's special or he's important. And to me, I just find it really cringy, because people talking about you on Twitter, yes, it's getting you trending, but people are calling you out for all of this bad shit that you've done. He literally told someone to go educate themselves at the end of a shot. And now you push this guy off the stage. Allegedly, the other guy has injuries. He had to go to the hospital. It's a whole thing. So being able to say that you're trending on Twitter, to me, is not a flex. It just goes to show how many people are seeing the exact same issues with Def Noodles because of this event.
The video is going to be pretty insane. We're shooting this immediately after the second Super Roast Battles. I'm currently trending on Twitter.
So on this live stream that Def Noodles jumped on, his two co-hosts, the two other guys that are in the studio with him. Now, I don't know a lot about these guys, but one of them is saying that Salvo was saying some racist jokes. I didn't see that clip. If you guys know of that clip or you know where it is, please link it down below. I didn't see that. I think that it was just Def Noodles having a temper tantrum that someone was actually showing up in person to roast him as he invited people to do.
You know, I see him on stage and
purpose for being here is to disrupt.
And get
You're not funny. You didn't come to roast. You encourage people to come and disrupt. Right. So it's just like, yeah, to do chants and shit like that. So place of business, your home, whatever, like it's still, you came to disrupt. Yeah. And you're disrupting. And it's a show. And like there are people here who paid money. So it's like, yeah, get the fuck off the stage, bro.
That was the whole thing. I wanted to get the show started.
Ain't trying to break in the green room. There's security here. There's amplified security because of you.
Exactly.
And other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, get the fuck off the stage.
Yeah. I even had an EMS because they were threatening to have people fake seizures and do other shit. So I had to, I spent a lot of
lame as fuck. You want to fake to have a seizure? That's the first thing I said. I was like, you weird as fuck if you doing that. Like, that's just crazy. There's somebody else out there who could have used that EMS. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that
I covered, but I covered all bases.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted to make sure that everybody who was there was secure, and if somebody had a seizure, whether it was real or not, we were covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why I came out. I saw him on stage. My cool got the best of me, and I was like, get the fuck off the stage. And I set a boundary. I was like, we're gonna do the show. You know,
he crossed hella lines. He's out there saying racist shit too.
He was crossing hella lines.
Crossing hella lines.
Habitual line stepper.
Yeah, literally. And it's not. And these trolls gonna say like, oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. No, it's not. It's not. You literally came to disturb.
Yeah.
And it's funny how his co-host wants to say, oh, someone's gonna disguise something as a joke. No, it's not just jokes. Like basically saying some things are not jokes. And that's what we've been saying about Deaf Noodles this entire time. No, not everything is a joke. Telling someone to go educate themselves at the end of a show is not a joke. Calling someone the P word and tagging the FBI of Los Angeles is not a joke. It's not satire. And it's not funny. Some of these things can truly affect people, and they can trigger people who have really traumatic pasts, and it's not a joke and it's not funny. That is the common stance among so many people that are talking about Deaf Noodles now, is you're not funny. None of this is comedy. It's cringeworthy and inappropriate at best. So I hope that guy Salvo, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I hope that he's okay. I mean, everything else put aside, he shouldn't have been pushed like that, especially when he was not looking. I've seen so many of these roast battles online over many, many years, and you don't put hands on each other. That's just the way that it is. You don't push each other. You don't sucker punch someone because you don't like their joke or you don't like the way they're delivering their lines. That's just not the way that comedy works. And for Deaf Noodles to not only push him, but push him when his back was turned, so he couldn't even have a proper response, is cowardly, and it basically just encapsulated how much of a downward spiral this guy is going on for him to get physical with someone who literally flew across the country to put up or shut up. Now, lastly, I want to talk about this video that was on Twitter. And this just made me laugh because Deaf Noodles said that right after that live stream post roast battle, he drove to Vegas. And it's because he was supposed to be participating in this comedy show or whatever, kind of, hyping himself up. Oh, look at me. I just left my comedy club and now I'm in Vegas, and I'm just so special.
Everyone, hope you're having an amazing day today. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but the roast battles yesterday were absolutely amazing. The greatest ones we've ever done. And you're never going to believe what I did right afterwards. I ended up driving immediately to Las Vegas because I'm doing a show with the great TJLT at the LA Comedy Club. You can get your tickets right now to watch this show. It's going to be an amazing show over at the LA Comedy Club with the great TJLT. You don't want to miss out. It's at 11:30 p.m. in Las Vegas. A lot of fun.
Unavailable. Yeah, apparently there's rumors and speculation that Deaf Noodles actually got canned and kicked out of the event. Folks, I guess we just have to call them ourselves to really find out. It's time to see what's happening. I just bought these tickets and I wanted to see this event. I'm just really bummed out, man. So we have to give them a call, I guess, to find out what the deal is here.
LA Comedy Club.
Yo, what's up? So I'm calling to ask if I heard this guy Dennis Feitosa was performing tonight at 11:30, but I clicked on the Eventbrite link to buy tickets and it says the event is unavailable.
Yeah, he's not performing. I've never heard of the guy.
You've never heard of the guy? That's weird because he's claiming on his social media account with 100,000 followers that he was performing tonight. He's been hyping up this event and tweeting out tickets and stuff, so I'm just a little confused.
Yeah, I'm confused myself, dude. I've gotten like 2 calls about this guy. I've never heard of him. We have sometimes comics show up to my club expecting what we call a guest spot, which is like a quick little 5-minute like audition or something.
Yeah.
maybe he assumed he's doing that. I don't know. I've never heard of the guy, so.
Wow, it's fucking crazy, man. All right, well, thanks for letting me know at least.
All right, no problem.
Well, there you have it, folks. Definitive proof that he lied about this event.
Well, long story short, people ended up calling that comedy club, and nobody knows of Dennis Feitosa or Def Noodles supposedly performing at this club. So there's been multiple people confirm this information that he's not performing at this club. So again, we go back to the hyping yourself up, but this time you're hyping yourself up off of lies, allegedly, because the comedy club has no clue who Def Noodles or Dennis is. So here's the whole thing with this Def Noodle situation. I know that my audience is not super interested in this. I can tell by the views on the Def Noodles videos, but I talk about things that I'm interested in or passionate about. And this situation, I'm talking about it because not only is it important, but it's very interesting, because I don't think we're going to see a situation like this again on YouTube. We might. But to this level of self-destruction that someone is doing in such a short period of time, I'm not sure that we're going to see this again. It just seems like we have someone who is not only wanting to self-destruct, but going so far out of their way to actually prove to people that they are in this downward spiral. It is a little bit tragic to witness, but at the same time, he has had so many opportunities to step back and reel it back in and take a little bit of a social media break and reevaluate what he's been doing, clean up his channel, and come back with a new kind of set of rules for himself, new rules for his channel. And it would have been great to see a YouTuber actually display some self-awareness. Instead, we have someone who is just continuing to go out of his way to make a mockery and a clusterfuck of his channel and of his online persona and his real life too. Because let's be honest, now that his YouTube channel has plummeted, his real life, it translates is what I'm trying to say. It's just such a mess, and it's a little crazy to witness. But again, I'm going to talk about it sporadically. It's not going to be a daily topic or anything, but it is somewhat crazy. So tell me what y'all think about this. I'm going to link a couple of other videos down below that go into a little bit more detail if you are interested. But for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.